What's up, guys? It's John Myers, Kid Storey. We're going to be talking Mississippi sports, playoff basketball. It's the greatest time of the. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yes, it is. It
Playoff
is.
basketball,
Playoff basketball, baseball kicking off,
baseball kicking off. We got
powerlifting.
powerlifting going.
Yeah.
Another thing that we've not talked about this yet this year, but wrestling, is a sport.
It's wrestling coming on. Yeah.
So we got some several North Mississippi teams that are in like the wrestling state
Okay.
finals. So we'll have to check into that a little more to talk
Yeah.
more about wrestling in the future. I don't think any Tippah County teams are doing wrestling.
I don't think so,
I
but-
don't believe so.
But
I
that
would
would be
know
a
about
good
it, though.
one to.
If you're doing, I don't know. You'd think we got several, power.
Yeah, you got several doing powerlifting. I mean, the wrestling would be a good one.
But it's playoff basketball. That's the main,
Oh yeah, everybody trying to get to the big house.
that's the main thing we got going on right now.
Yeah.
Is the quest for the big house.
Yep.
We're
Also called the house that Katie Bates built.
Yeah,
I've heard people say that before.
she's definitely done her thing.
North Ashley, probably.
North Ashley
Yep.
is also one that's
Yep. Yeah,
maybe a little
big hand in
farther back.
that.
Malcolm Kirkendall, who coached
Yep, Malcolm Kirkendall.
coached at Pine Grove and Belmont, probably
Yep.
two of the top 5 girls programs in the state. So
Yep, a little Trent there.
Trent.
Now at Inglemoor.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I guess let's get started. We're going to talk Tippah County teams, girls that were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I know you were at Faulkner Blue Mountain girls.
Yeah,
Monday
Faulkner
night. So
Blue Mountain
what are
girls.
some of our girls' scores that we had for Tippah County teams?
All right, Monday night, Blue Mountain just, they led that game from the start.
Yeah.
Started off by an 8-0 run. And,
Which they were the 1 seed. Faulkner was the 4, and they were at home. So you maybe kind of expected.
Yeah, and I knew that'd be a tough one for Faulkner. I was glad they got in. They had to win to get in the regional tournament, and so
they took care of business, got into the
they
playoffs,
did.
and they're a kind of young team.
They are.
To bring back
They are.
most everybody next year.
Let me put it on. I got receipts.
You got receipts.
Listen,
you told me this. Yeah.
Coach Bates said that next year, you can count it, they are going to win that division. And they'll be in a new division with Ashland, Byers, Jumpertown.
After redistricting, they'll have a different.
Yeah, and I think Pine Grove. But after the game, Bates told me that I could mark it down, and I did mark it down.
We did mark it down. He
Yeah.
told us to mark it down, and
Yeah.
that's what we did. So we've got.
But Blue Mountain big over Faulkner, 64-26. The usual suspects for Blue Mountain, Rory Foote. She led with 14 points. No, I'm sorry, she had 20 points. Keela Lipsy had 14, and Kiana Foote had 12. And they move on to face West Point, but we'll talk about that later. And but Blue Mountain just led from start to finish, and they get West Union again. So and West Union put them out.
So we'll talk about that in just a minute. So that's kind of maybe Blue Mountain's got that circle as a little revenge game.
Yeah. So, that's something that me and Coach Chills talked about. It's not a big thing, but it's definitely.
You don't want to overemphasize that.
Yeah,
for sure. But in the back of a lot of the girls' mind, I would be sure that they've maybe thinking, hey, they came into our house and got a win last year. We want to pick up a win. So that was 2 of the we had 8 Tippah County teams in the playoffs. That was 2 of them.
Yeah, that was 2, and then Ripley girls.
Fell.
Yeah, they fell to a good Louisville.
Very good Louisville team.
Yeah, they fell to Louisville 70-40, and I was just happy with the way Ripley ended the season.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the best season, but
they fought there towards the end, picked up a big win towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Got into the playoffs.
Yeah, big win over Lafayette, followed up with a win they were another team had to win to get in. So, they got in and just ran up against a good Louisville ball club. So it went from 4 girls teams to 2, because they're, big win with Walnut girls.
Walnut, yeah, we did a story on that. It's on www.tippahsports.com.
Yeah.
Put some info out about that. They went on the road and picked up.
I mean,
they were the 4 seed, so they're the 4 seed out of 1-2A, which we'll talk about that in just a second. 1-2A is like murderers row in girls basketball
right now. Yeah, man, by far the best, probably the most competitive, best division, across all classes.
Probably.
But Warner went down, and they, if you had your brackets filled out, Walnut busted that bracket.
Yeah, if you went chalk, there, you took an L.
Yep. MK had a big game, as she always does. She is the leading scorer in the state according to Max Preps. She had 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals. Harley Garner was big. She had 10.6 assists. And Madison Weeks, she had 10 points.
So I shared a thing about them winning and how they were the 4 seed and got a big win on the road as the 1 seed. And I saw several people from Coahoma County had shared that and said something to the effect of like, them girls were shooting the cover off the ball. I saw several videos and just they lit it up.
Yeah,
they lit it up on them from outside and moved on. So big win for Walnut. They've got live to play another day.
Oh yeah, man, huge win. And like we talked about with this, with just that division, just huge. And all 4 of them advanced. But like I said, we'll talk about it a little more later. And then going over to the boys' side, which was Tuesday. Well, last night.
Yeah, last night. So we had, I guess first, so Ripley was.
Oh yeah,
Ripley again. They had, they were in had to win to get in situation and did. So they got that first round, but they ran up on a.
Yeah, they went to Choctaw Central. Got beat 19 points. That score was. Yeah, 79-60 at Choctaw Central.
That's a tough place to play, boy.
It is. I mean, going all the way to Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's a long ride, and then they love their basketball.
Yeah.
At Choctaw Central.
But just because that's something that that I wrote about just going toward the end of the season. You get a chance to sort of work on the next season.
Yeah.
And it's about not giving up. It's about playing for pride.
Yeah.
At one point, so to get 8 total teams in.
8. I mean, we only
out
got
of
10.
Possible 10. Yeah. I mean, that's good, and it says a lot about the kids and a lot about the coaches who work hard.
Yeah. So shout out to all of our playoff teams.
Yeah.
That made it in. So anyway, Ripley boys fell. And then real quick, let's talk. Well, we'll talk about the Pine Grove game first, and we'll let you finish up with what you called.
Oh man, by far the best game. Yeah,
you've seen this year, and maybe anywhere that was going on in the state last night.
Yeah, I'm writing about that later. I got a game story I'm gonna write, and a kind of column I'm gonna write.
Yeah, so
about that as well.
So we will talk about Pine Grove. They got a big win over what was a really strong North Side team.
Yeah.
So Pine Grove jumped out big.
No, Riverside.
Riverside. I'm sorry, I'm saying North Side. North Side is actually
Riverside.
And
you mentioned they had a good athlete.
Yeah, Riverside. Aaron Stewart. Was lighting up from downtown.
Yeah.
But anyway, they jumped out 19-5, or leading 16-5, got a 3-pointer, 19-5. And then that team just would not give up. I mean, they're the 3 seed. Pine Grove's the 2, so they're hosting that game. But they just didn't give up. They went on a 7-0 run in the second quarter, cut it to a 6-point game, 23-17. So you're down 19-5 at the end of 1. And I think a lot of people, defending state champs at home, Pine Grove notoriously one of the toughest places to play.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
And so you're down 19-5 after 1. That says a lot about that Riverside team not having any quit in them, because they and that team's good. After the game, I looked at their schedule. They played Coahoma County, who right now is the number 1 ranked 2A team in the state.
Okay.
They played them to within like 5 or 7 points earlier in the year. So this is a talented team.
It is.
And that's a good division they play in too. But anyway, so they cut it to 23-17, but Pine Grove does kind of pull away a little from there, and it's 32-23 at halftime. But again, Riverside just third quarter, answer back some more. Aaron Stewart was kind of there. Who they were leaning on a lot. He had several floaters, couple 3-pointers.
Yeah.
But Pine Grove champ, the defending champs, they weren't going down. They weren't going down at home round 1, I think.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought, with them losing Carson Rowland,
maybe they wrote them off. A lot of.
I think a lot of people did.
I think maybe they got wrote off a little, which is I think is a mistake. I mean, they brought back
4.
Brought 4 of their 5 starters and their 6th man.
Yeah, and their 6th man, and then you got Jake Walker, who's Jake's a great coach.
Coaching Tree.
Came under Harvey Childers.
So he's under the Harvey Childers coaching Tree.
Yeah.
Been around in Tippah County a while. Started at Faulkner.
Yeah.
Led in with some good seasons.
Yeah.
Been at Pine Grove a while. But anyway, so
and to me, they just passed the ball so well.
They do that ball movement. And if you ever watch them in practice, boys, just preaching, they run their sets, ball movement.
Yeah. Then got good guard. I mean, Britton Fire.
Yeah, Britton's a 10th grader. He's a little spark plug.
He's nice. Yeah, and he's also getting ready for baseball. Coach Matt King loves him.
Yeah.
In the middle of that diamond.
Middle infield for them. I think he might pitch a little for them.
Yep. Then you got Jameis Cox, who signed with
Jameis is
with the W.
Jameis is and also he was so they bring back 2 all-state performers. Jameis Cox, he led. So the final for that game ended up being 60-46. Pine Grove with the win over Riverside. Jameis Cox led them 22 points, 11 boards.
Yeah, good double-double.
And he's pretty close to a double-double on the season. It's like 13 and 8 or something.
He reminds he's like a miniature Draymond Green.
Yeah. And he can bring the ball up and shoot the 3 a little, plays defense, rebounds. He does.
Yeah.
He's tough for him. So anyway, he kind of took over in the second half so they win 60-46. He has 22, and then another. So shout out to we're talking about all-state players. Jack Hudson. Jack Hudson went over 1,500 career points, which 1,500 career points a lot of. That's a lot of buckets.
I think 1,000 points.
1,000 points is a lot of buckets for a high school career. But 1,500.
8-minute quarters.
Yeah, you play 32 minutes a night at most. 30 games a year or whatever for 4 years. You got to just night after night, just showing up and getting buckets.
I mean, you got to be shooting it up right there.
So shout out to our man Jack.
You got to be getting buckets.
He needed 5 last night to get to 1,500. He had 13. So and then Hayden Holcomb had 16.
Okay.
For Pine Grove, and they're on to the second round as they try to defend their state title.
Go to Calhoun City.
It's a tough place to play. We'll talk about that in just a second after we talk. So that's the final there. So they get a 14-point win. And so I kind of think, and a lot of people maybe think, so Riverside got up on them, pressing. I mean, they played tough defense. And I think maybe that's going to do them some favors. Play a tough team that'll get up on you and play defense. You want to be battle tested a little.
Oh, you do.
So they played that Baldwin team who plays tough defense, and they turn right back around and play this Riverside team who plays tough defense. So it helps you on down the line.
Yeah, and one thing you can't argue against is experience too.
Yeah, I mean,
just being there, done that. Not gonna be anything you haven't seen.
That's true.
What the routine is gonna be. I'm sure Jake Walker is going to try to do it. Everything exactly like they did it last year.
Yep.
So
all right. So now I guess. So you got us. We'll have a story on this on tippahsports.com, but Ked is going to kind of give us a rundown of what he called.
Oh yeah, man! By far, I mean
the best game he's seen this year.
Yeah, I mean it's by far the best game he's seen all year. I knew it would be a good game. You had 2 different matchups. You got gritty Faulkner, the Faulkner Eagles up under Austin Hopper.
Hey, so real quick, while we're talking about this Faulkner Blue Mountain team, I put together kind of a slideshow. Ked took quite a lot of pictures last night. We took some of them, put them in a little slideshow. So while we're talking about the game, we'll have a slideshow of Faulkner and Blue Mountain playing. Let me get it.
Yeah, shout out to advancements in this.
Yeah. We're gonna try to bring y'all some stuff
in this thing. We're growing.
Yeah, we're growing. We're trying to make it. But anyway, so here's a little video of the Faulkner Blue Mountain game that we'll have playing while Ked talks.
Yeah,
that.
But I mean, it. Being tied 28 of the end of third quarter, and toward the end, Faulkner's down 4. They get a big 3-point play from Rod Rudis, and Blue Mountain's actually up with 4.2 seconds left, and Javari Hall fouls Chris Nunley
on a trap.
Man, they try to trap him over there at half court. He gets called a foul. And Nunley goes to the line and hits 2 and send it to overtime. And Javari Hall had a huge overtime. He finished with 18 points, had 8 in overtime.
And they Blue Mountain kind of went on a run there in
they
overtime.
They went on a 10-3 run to go up several points. And I just hated it for Nunley. He came down on, twice and put up 2 3 balls that went. I mean, they just rattle around and did everything but go in. And Hunter Griffin, senior, ended up fouling out. It was just tough to see him.
And that's tough when you see senior, seniors that know that it's possible that's their last basketball game ever. So
yeah, he was pretty emotional. But just shout out to Coach Jodan Roberts in Blue Mountain for getting the job done at Faulkner. And
they finished the season with 20 wins.
They did.
So I mean, that's a big 20 wins in high school. That's a good year. Of course, they wanted that 21st one. But, But 20 wins is a good season.
But it was by far it was by far the best game I've seen all year. And now he ended up with 17. Rod Rudis had 13, 9 in the second half. Binkley had 9. He had 5 in overtime. And Elijah Mooney was big in the fourth quarter with 5 points to even put him back in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was. I could watch that one again.
That would, 2 Tippah County teams.
Oh yeah, and that's one thing I hated, that 2 Tippah County teams started off.
Yeah.
With the first round. That's the game you'd like to see.
Maybe
it would have been tougher for both squads because somebody had to lose if it meant going to Jackson. But that would have been one that would have been good for. Like the environment, just gonna be down at the Davis Event Center. And speaking of that, Faulkner girls play Faulkner. No, yeah, Faulkner and Blue Mountain girls played. Blue Mountain Faulkner boys played. Do it over again. Let's do it at the RHS Event Center. I know it says RHS, and everybody thinks it's Ripley's, but center spot. They could have filled the
gym up, maybe.
Yeah, man, with 2 good games.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, so that's all of our Tippah County teams, how they did in the first round.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. So now we started out with 8. Now to 4.
And then there were 4.
The fabulous 4. We'll talk about some of those games. Real quick, we're going to have a quick word from one of our sponsors. We'll be right back with some more talking Tippah County basketball. Hang with us for just a second.
Fight for justice, Our day starts early and ends late, but we embrace the long roads and hard fights with the big corporations and insurance companies that put profit over people every day. With 7 lawyers manning our offices in Tupelo and Boonville, we have the resources it takes to fight the big insurance companies for you. And the difference we make for those who've needlessly suffered makes every minute and mile worth it.
All right. Shout out to Casey Lott and Langston Lott for helping sponsor our sports talk here. So now we're going to talk second round playoff basketball. We'll start on the girls' side. We've got Walnut traveling to Potts Camp, which should be a good one. So it's got actually the two public school leading scorers, career and this year. It's Malasha Faulkner for Potts Camp. She's over 2,000 points for her career.
Yeah.
And MK Vuncannon, she actually just went over 2,400 points for her career. That's a lot of buckets. We're talking about 1,500 being a lot of buckets for.
And you talking about somebody that
for Jack.
Listen, that will just like MK. You look up, and I've looked up a couple times in the scorebook, and it's like she's got like 37, 35, and just a silent,
because she might go, and so we'll talk about the game in just a minute, but talking about MK here for just a second. So, I think she's going to go to Delta State, she signed to Delta State, and I think she's going to get some open looks at the basket, and she is a knockdown 3-point shooter.
If you leave her open, she's going to hit.
So if they, it wouldn't surprise me a bit if she goes to Delta State next year and averages like 12 points and 4 rebounds, and looks up and she's like, all Gulf Coast Conference as a freshman, just from knocking down some buckets.
Yeah. So shout out to anybody who is looking for a spot on that Delta State team, and anybody's gonna face MK because she's going
to put it in the bucket. If you get her a good look at from 3, boy, she's knocking down. So anyway, Walnut going to Vuncannon Faulkner is kind of the 2 main players there, but both teams are pretty good. Walnut having to travel to Potts Camp, so playoff game at home, that's a big thing to overcome.
It is
playing on the road, but Walnut's already done it once. They've already won one road playoff game, and they've already beat this team earlier in the year.
They beat them 80-79
an OT
at Potts Camp.
So
OT.
They're familiar with this
with
this team with Vuncannon with a little injury there that she sustained in the Tippah County tournament.
Yeah.
So
she was out with a bad knee. So, but one thing that I was texting with Coach Jackie Vuncannon, as far as like what happened in the regular season really doesn't matter at this point.
No, because again it's playoff. That team's gonna be crowded too.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a lot of Potts Camp folks.
Yeah, I figure Walnut.
And Walnut's gonna travel well. You hate to see a team that in the second round without a lot of fans. I've seen that a few times before, but now Walnut's going to bring their people.
Yeah,
and they can get loud and rowdy. I took a picture of them.
I saw that. I saw that out at
the Estes Horton crowd. They were
Pine Grove.
Yeah, they were. They can get kind of rowdy.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring their people, and but now Potts Camp's going to have a big crowd there, and they can get loud and rowdy. Look forward to that game. Then we've got.
I kind of want to. Well, I am calling. I think Walnut's going to get that.
I do too. So we'll talk about this in just a moment too. Yeah. But like they're in that 1-2-8. We're going to talk about how big they won first
Juggernauts.
Round. Like 1-2-8 is so tough, man. It's so you got in one. Well, I just real quick. I'm going to talk about this 1-2-8. So they got Belmont, one of the all-time great girls programs in Mississippi. Yeah. Pine Grove, one of the great all-time programs in Mississippi. Yeah. New Site, one of the great all-time girls programs in Mississippi. Baldwin, who's played for a state title in the last couple of years and been to Jackson several times.
Yeah.
Walnut, who's got MK Vuncannon, who's a Dandy Dozen Delta State commit. Yeah. Then you got East Union, who's just a tough sports school. That's your six there.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough.
It's a competitive. So I think the 5 and 6 seed that would have came out of that would have won some playoff.
Would have probably, yeah.
So anyway, it's just 1-2A. We'll give you a number here in just a minute after we talk about some more matchups.
That's going to be our stat of the day.
Yeah, our stat of the day is definitely going to be how big 1-2A won their first round games by. Anyway, so Walnut traveling to Potts Camp. So
that's in 2A, yeah.
And that's 2A. Well, that's a 1-2A versus 3. Is it 1 or 1 versus 2? Like 1-2A and 2-2A or 1-2A and 3-2A?
That's going to be 3-2A.
Yeah. So
3-2A with East Webster.
So that's the 2A matchup.
I'm not East Webster, but Potts Camp.
Potts Camp, yeah. So we've got one I've kind of had circled for a while. These teams matching up. Blue Mountain girls hosting West Union girls.
Yeah.
It's the last game in Tippah County this year.
Yeah.
The last high school basketball game in Tippah County. Of course, West Union beat Blue Mountain on their home court last year to go to state. I know you want a lot of, like coaches downplay that, what happened last year's the past. But I just know, I've been a player. Yeah. I know that in the back of their mind, they're thinking, these rascals came down here, got a win on our home floor last year. We're finna, and put us out of the playoffs, kept us from going to Jackson.
Yeah.
We're finna try to handle business.
We want to punch their faces.
We do want to just punch their faces in.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that West Union team's good, boy. They got Ella Kate Taylor, she started at West Union since she was in the 8th grade, maybe 7th grade. I mean, she's been playing a long time. So right. They got several really good players. Blue Mountain, of course, they're tough. I mean,
they are.
We actually, I think on our last talk, we kind of said we're putting our chips down behind the Blue Mountain girls for the 1A.
I am. Listen, I'm all
in. We're pulling for them.
Yeah, I'm all in on the.
They got the
Lady Cougars.
Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, when they brought back 3 starters.
Yeah.
Rory Foote, Kiana Foote, and Latriana Foote, which Latriana and Rory are sisters.
And Rory may be the best. She's the best or one of the best on-ball defenders in the state.
Oh yeah.
Probably maybe out of any class.
Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, whoever she's guarding,
you better bring everything you got.
Yeah. Cause I think she guarded the Strickland girls a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the point guard for Faulkner. And if she was chewing gum, I'm pretty sure Rory knows exactly what flavor.
Yeah, she'll get right up on you, man.
Oh yeah.
She's quick, very super quick, good athlete, good softball player too.
Yeah.
But
she makes them go on both ends. You know? And that's one thing, like going back to the West Union game, one of the things that hindered Blue Mountain last year was her picking up 2 fouls early, maybe like either late first quarter or early second, and
having
she
to set
had
a
to
little,
go, and so man, West Union got like a 6-7 point lead, and they got every loose ball.
And that's a scrap. I'm telling you that I've seen that West Union team a lot. That's a scrappy bunch, man.
Yeah.
But Blue Mountain at home, you just
and that gym. I mean, that gym is like a.
But here's what I would like to, if I knew right now who the ref crew
that's what I
would be
like
for that game. That might tell a little bit of the story about how that game's going to go.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't get any conspiracy theories, but like last year when I saw the crew that walked in, it's a crew that's normally in Union County. Not saying anything,
and maybe calls a little tight. Maybe calls, and that crew also calls a little tighter than some others.
I mean, they call
Whereas Blue Mountain, especially at home, they like to get
physical
and use that kind of small court to shrink the game.
I mean, man, it's intimidating. Something that
and your fans are like right on top of you. Yeah, I mean, it's an intimidating place to play, especially if you got that girls team that's just like right up on you.
I mean, it is, and but we were talking about that last night. Just trying to throw the ball deep, like the wall's so close, you can't reach back. Like throw. Yeah. I mean, it's just there are some confinements, and you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
But I think if Blue Mountain can stay out of foul trouble and
well, we're already on the Blue Mountain train, so I mean, we're picking Blue Mountain.
Oh yeah, man, we're right. Listen,
we're already on
we all in.
We're all in on Blue Mountain, making that trip to the big house, and so I just will say, like, I know this West Union team's scrappy. Like they're gonna have to come. This may be the top 1A girls matchup in the second round in the state. I think it probably is the top as far as just competitive ball game. Of course, we'll have coverage there. We'd love to have that game live streamed. If you're interested in seeing that game live streamed,
we are definitely working on that.
Holler at me or Ked, message Tippah County Sports, because it costs. The state is definitely trying to get their money out of those broadcast
They gonna get paid.
They're gonna get
MHSA
paid.
gonna get theirs
for sure. So we want
they
to
get
cover
theirs off the top.
We want to cover these games. It's very cost prohibitive.
But just like with anything, it costs money.
So if you're a business owner or just a fan that wants to see it, just holler at me or Kid. We will try to put this thing on.
Show your support for these players. Support what we try to do, and celebrate these highlights. But just looking at 1A, you got West Union at Blue Mountain, Oklahoma at Biggersville.
Yep.
That's the top half, and what you both think Biggersville is going.
Yeah, Biggersville. They're just tough.
Yeah, which could set up a matchup of
with Biggersville Blue Mountain.
Biggersville Blue Mountain to go to Jackson. Yeah, and that'll be another one. But Hickory Flat at Ingomar,
which Ingomar also. They're 30. They're 30. What did it say? Their record 33-1 or something like that.
Yes,
they're 33-1.
Yeah, they are 33-1. Who
the only team that beat them is Leak Academy, who's the top private school girls team in the state.
Okay,
they beat Choctaw Central. I mean, they beat that Ingomar team is,
and that's impressive. Like
1A team. We'll talk about that game coming up in a minute. That Ingomar team, of course, Macy Pfeiffer holds like 10 Power 5 or 10 D1 offers right now, and they've got several others girls that can go. They're very deep, and we talked about this a second ago. We was talking about coaches, Big House,
Trent Adair.
And
see, and I know, like if I called him right now and asked him about his team, I mean, he is
he'd be like
the top coach. I mean, poor Miles, his team.
Oh,
hey, we can't do this, we can't do that.
We better show up. He's not giving you nothing.
Yeah, he ain't gonna give you nothing.
You nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, he's got they're like 9.
I mean, he's sitting at 30-1,
33-1.
Like,
one loss was by one loss by 1 point to like one of the top private school girls teams in the state.
Yeah, but I mean, he'll be the team 20 points, and he'll tell you everything
he did wrong.
But that's what you want.
That's why he's great. I'm telling you, that's why Trent Adair is great.
Yeah,
Katie Bates gives you a lot of that too, boy. She'll let you know.
Yeah.
That they got to work, what they need to go to work on.
Yeah, man, we're horrible.
We're getting back in the gym.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out to our great coaches in North Mississippi.
Yeah, but
they take it serious. But anyway,
Hickory Flat, Ingomar, and then Jumpertown at Coffeeville.
Which, Jumpertown maybe has a shot there. It's just all these North Mississippi, like Northeast Mississippi, Hill Country basketball, all those teams, Jumpertown, Pine Grove, like
telling you.
I mean, and I think it's well known throughout the state. Like, you don't hardly want to run into those teams in the playoffs.
Because, I mean, you got, like I said, Belmont, New Site girls.
Ingomar girls.
Boonville boys and girls, defending champs. Biggerville boys and girls, defending champs.
Yeah, I mean.
Pine Grove, 2A defending champs.
Ingomar. Which won 2 years ago, girls.
Yeah.
3 years ago, boys.
Yeah, but
so anyway, you
get to the playoffs, and
they just do it a little different.
Yeah,
we got I got a cool announcement about Hill Country basketball. Can't make it right now. Maybe by the time the next sports talk show goes on, I'll have a cool announcement about Hill Country basketball.
And that's what you call a tease.
That's a tease. Yeah,
that is a tease.
So be looking for that announcement. Okay, so those are the girls matchup. So let's now talk boys. And here's this should be a really good game. Blue Mountain boys. So Blue Mountain girls are hosting West Union. Blue Mountain boys travel to West Union. What we said is they should just
meet in
the middle and let's play two at once. I don't know that Coach Shields would care anything about giving up that home court advantage for the girls.
Yeah.
But
now I would. It'd be
from a fill a gym out standpoint.
Fill a gym out. Money. I'm sure the MHSA would love it.
Yeah.
If you
get a twofer.
Yeah, twofer.
But I think both those West Union is a really good boys team.
They are.
Blue Mountain, they got. So we talked about, they got. How tall is Hamlin? 6'7", 6'6", 6'7" ish.
Yeah, Hamlin's 6'7", 6'8",
somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
They got several kids that kind of spark plugs. That can
Javari 6'4". They got to guard the Hales kid. Coda Hales, 6'2".
Yeah. So they got some size. They got some.
They got length. They got length, and they do that.
Like a 1-2-2 kind of.
They run a 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Like sometimes
they put Hamlin
run a 3-2
up top,
and they have Hamlin at the top, and I mean, and they're just so long. It's just tough to get it.
Yeah.
Tough to get it inside. If they can close out on shooters, that should be a good ball game. West Union, I know they were ranked. They're one of the top 4 teams.
Yeah, I mean, West Union's tough, man. They got John Gray Morrison, who's I believe just a freshman. They got Greer Manning, who's a junior. They got several that can go. A Conley, kid. So that's just a really good.
But that'd be a good matchup.
Good matchup, though. I think.
Size of Blue Mountain. Yep. Shooting a West Union because they're gonna do.
They're gonna light it up.
Yeah,
and they're at home, so like. It's hard to because we talked about a minute ago Walnut traveling to Potts Camp, and we think Walnut, even though their lower seed is the favorite, maybe even though they're on the road, but still playing that. But playing that game on the road in a playoff environment is a little bit of an equalizer.
Yep.
So.
Yep, definitely.
Anyway, West Union has home court advantage over Blue Mountain. Cougars, though,
Yeah. So the girls, just looking back at the girl. All right, the girls. West Union girls are 18-8. They finished 6-2, finished second in that division, and
their only losses in that division were to Ingomar.
Yeah, so. And see that's one of and speaking of losses, Blue Mountain girls, they lost by 5 at Ingomar early. Playoff team. Yep. They beat New Site at New Site. Yep. Playoff team. Belmont thumped them pretty good.
Of course, Belmont.
At Belmont, but Belmont's Belmont.
Very tough. Maybe one of the toughest girls' places to play this season.
Lost to Walnut by 1. Tippah County Tournament playoff team, and they
second
lost
round
to.
We're not just talking about just teams that squeaked in the playoffs. We're talking about teams
second
that
round.
Got shots at making it to the big house.
Yep, and lost to Tish County.
Playoff.
Another playoff team.
Yep, so anyway.
And that wasn't by. I mean, that was less than 10. I think Belmont may be the only team that beat them double digits this season. So
we got Blue Mountain boys traveling to West Union.
Yep.
Then the fourth game in Tippah County, the Vending Champs Pine Grove traveling to Calhoun City. Excuse me. So. Extremely tough place to play.
That's a good matchup.
Calhoun City's just they are going to pack that gym in. By the time Pine Grove fan gets there, maybe Calhoun City may already have the gym full. That happened like 3 years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago. Ingomar girls were one of the best teams in the state, and they traveled to Calhoun City. 3rd round winner goes to the playoffs, and Ingomar travels as well as anybody. Well, by the time Ingomar, they said they weren't opening the gym to whatever. By the time they got there, though, Calhoun City already had it. The gym was full. Like roughly 100 Ingomar fans had to just stood outside listening to the game through the walls, basically.
You think Calhoun City did it on purpose?
Oh, probably. I mean, I've been around long enough. I've seen plenty of that in gyms, because they'd be like, "Well, we're only starting selling tickets at whatever time."
Yeah.
But then by the time you get there an hour before that, boy, they're sitting in there.
Hey,
they're letting folks in the back door, whatever. So that comes back to playoff basketball, man.
Yeah.
Like, you look for that little edge at home.
You gotta have it.
So, but anyway, Pine Grove traveling to Calhoun City. Tough. This is a tough matchup. Calhoun City team's good. And they're at home. Calhoun City beat New Site, I know, by like 3 earlier in the year.
Yeah, I was trying to pull up.
They beat Ingomar they beat Myrtle in the first round. To get there, so I will say this though, Pine Grove probably played a much better round 1 opponent than Calhoun City did.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Myrtle, just Riverside a better
they beat
opponent.
Myrtle. Yeah, they beat Myrtle
pretty good. So
36 points.
Yeah, 36 points. So you would rather play probably a little tougher first round game to be prepared than cruising through the first round, I would think. I mean, if I'm a coach, I would rather be tested a little.
You got to be tested. That's one thing.
Because
Raleigh Tippah did at Ashland.
But he'd be playing like Olive Branch, Germantown, Tennessee. He'd be playing like the biggest schools in the Southeast United States.
Yeah.
They'd be traveling all over the place playing.
Yeah. After 12 to 15 games, he may be sub 500.
Oh, I mean, most years he won a couple state titles, and he started out like, 4-10.
Yeah. Yeah.
But played like whatever.
Played up. Yeah.
Provine. They're playing like
anybody.
Whoever wants
to play. Whoever wants some of this, come on. You may beat our brains in.
Yeah, but then he would tell you at the end of the year, like, hey, I'd rather us face some teams and get ready for playoffs. So,
because by the time you get to the playoffs, if you play 6A, 5A, 4A,
you're ready
2A,
for those. Yeah,
it ain't gonna be anything you haven't seen in 1A, and that's why they were like a buzzsaw through division.
Yeah, they would just
get them in
roll.
Playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had some good teams over there too. He's a good coach, Raleigh. Shout out to
is.
Shout out to Raleigh,
and,
one of the best.
They're still alive.
They are. The Pontotoc team in the second round. Raleigh.
And I hate they lost their.
County.
Yeah, I hate lost his son.
Zane
Templar, Northeast signed
ACL.
Yeah.
Injury, but they got Aiden Johnson. Shout out to Aiden. He light it up every which way. And
they hit to the record 24 3-pointers.
I can't remember how many, 27, I think. But either way it goes, they hit. We got that video on our Mississippi Sports Group.
Yeah.
YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We would appreciate it. And if you're not watching on YouTube, go to YouTube, look up Mississippi Sports Group, and
subscribe. Yeah.
Help us out. But anyway, so Pine Grove going to Calhoun City. Calhoun City's record is
this has them at 20-9
on SB Live.
Yeah, on SB Live. 20-9.
Okay, so we were talking about that So East Webster had beat Calhoun City earlier in the year, but then they played in the championship game, and I was told this. I need to see if I can find the exact set. But East Webster went 4 of 32 from 3 in the championship game.
We were talking before. That ain't going to get it done.
Oh, no. You're not winning nothing 4 of 32.
that is not going to get it done.
So they beat them earlier in the year, then they lost. What's that?
They lost
by 20.
25. 68-43.
In the championship.
Early in the season, Calhoun City. No, East Webster beat them 71-64.
Yeah, so
that was at East Webster.
Yeah, and then so you get to the championship game though, you shoot 8% from 3 with a lot of shots. But anyway, that Calhoun City team's pretty good. Now who?
Yeah, all right, they beat. Let's see. All right, the last. Okay, so they were starting in January.
They beat Newside.
Yeah, Euphoria, Bruce, East. Yeah, lost to Calhoun City. Lost to East Webster. Beat Choctaw County. That's a playoff team.
Yeah.
J.D. George, Okolona. Lost to Coffeyville, which that's a good loss.
Yeah. Coffeyville actually.
Coffeyville won
upset.
that. Yeah. Coffeyville won the regular season, and then they got upset in the playoffs.
Yep.
Beat Houston, that's 4A.
Beat Choctaw County again.
Yep, and beat Choctaw County again. So they only 1, 2, 3, 4. They're on a 4-game winning streak.
So again, and you're playing. You can't hardly say it too much. Like playing on the road in the playoffs, you look for any little. So Pine Grove though gets a big win over Riverside, which we talked about a moment ago.
Yeah.
Their record on the season is
they are 21-8.
21-8.
Yeah. So you got 21-8, and East West and Calhoun City's 20-9, and
they're on a. So they're like
all right.
They're 10-1 in their last 11 or something
1, 2,
like that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9-1. Over their last
9-1 in their last 10. So
and the only loss was to Baldwin
in the championship game.
Yep.
And that Baldwin team is salty.
Yeah.
That Baldwin team is salty.
Yeah. A number 1 seed. And so
but Pine Grove travels to Calhoun City. We would also love to have that game on the live stream. If anyone's interested in seeing such a thing, just give us a shout, and we would love to have you sponsor that coverage. But Anyway, we've got 4 teams left. Only 1 game left in Tippah County this year. That's Blue Mountain hosting West Union. The other 3 are on the road. Got some good games in Tippah County.
Yeah,
left.
And we talked about Walnut. Okay, and we did not give our stat of the day.
Okay, yeah. So we are talking 1-2A.
Yeah.
So we
1-2A girls.
1-2A girls. We're talking about Walnut going to Potts Camp. 1-2A girls. All 4 of those teams just blew through their opening round matchups. So we had Belmont winning big. We had Walnut going on the road winning big. We had Baldwin going on the road winning big, and New Site winning big at home. So the 4 1-2A girls teams in the first round defeated their opening opponents, and that's including 2 on the road as lower seeds, by 171 combined points.
And
that's 43 points per game, roughly.
Yeah.
A little under 43 points per game.
Yeah.
For the 4 wins. That's tough.
Yeah, man. And this is probably sound teams here when they know they're facing a team from 1-2A.
Yep, they're coming.
They're coming for you.
They're coming for you, Josiah.
1-2A is coming for you. And it's going to be. It'd be great if our forum could make it to Jackson.
And so
they can't.
Kind of that's. I think. Well, they can't make it all Jackson. I do believe all 4 is going to be at in the.
Yeah, man, that's going to be at Valley.
Finals, yeah.
Yeah.
But I believe all 4 are. I believe all 4 win. This time.
Yeah, but looking forward, the matchups that could be at Valley, which that'll be next month because they play. All right, the second round games will be at the higher seed site.
Yep.
And then next week you'll have 1A, 3A, and 5A playing at the Davis Center at Etowah Community College.
Yep.
And so you have 1A on Thursday, which is the 23rd.
3rd.
Yeah. All right, Thursday the 23rd, they'll have 1A girls and 1A boys, and only 2 are going. So they have 4 games. You have 2 1A girl games, 2 1A boys games, and all the winners will advance to Jackson. They'll do 3 on Friday. Yep, 2 girls, 2 boys game, 3A, and then on Saturday, 2 5A girls and 5A boys, and you have 2 4 and 6. They'll be at Mississippi Valley State. They'll be on that same schedule. 2A on Friday, which just looking ahead, that could be. You could have Belmont and Walnut. Mm-hmm. That would be a rematch, and Baldwin New Site. That's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be as far as like girls.
Yeah.
And so Walnut. I can see Walnut having a chance to go to Jackson.
Yeah.
They have to get past Belmont.
They played Belmont as tough as anybody played them for 3 quarters.
That was just a shootout, yeah.
And then kind of Belmont maybe pulled back ahead, and then after that, New Site and Belmont played in an all-time classic overtime win.
Yeah.
For Belmont in the district title. So just 1-2A, like I said, 171 combined point victory in round 1. That's a tough deal. So let's talk about some other playoff matchups that we kind of highlighted.
All right, as far as just looking at if we went down just down the list. All right, 3 girls. You got Nettleton at Boonville. Boonville girls are the defending 3A champs,
and probably maybe the big favorites to repeat.
Yeah,
they're tough. So they returned a lot, and then they got
Sanaya.
Yeah, Naya, she's a beast.
Yep, Sanaya Cook.
Averaging pretty close to a double-double.
Blue Mountain, yeah. Yep. I think in that division win, 20 points? No, 16 points, 20 rebounds.
Something like that in the division clincher.
And like 8 blocks. All right, Kossuth at North Panola girls.
Should be a good one. That Kossuth team, I tell you one thing about that Kossuth team. They've got 2 girls that can, well, really they got more than 2, but they got 2 that can just really light it up from outside. Anna Green is one of those. She just scored her 1,000th career point. She's a coach's kid, Coach David Green, who was at Corinth for a long time, but she's at Kossuth.
Oh, okay, Coach
Green. That's Coach Green's daughter, and she can light it up, boy. Her and Daisy Kate Marsh, also. So they both can, if they get hot. I mean, they can for real drop like between the two, like 15 threes between them, and just if you let two real shooters get hot, anything can. If you got shooters, you live by the kind of we talked about East Webster earlier.
Shooters,
live by the three, maybe die by the three. But if you get hot at the right time, you need like a 4-game stretch in the playoffs where you just go berserk.
And
tote them to a state.
And shooting like a dying art these days.
Yeah.
I mean, kids just don't shoot it as well as they used to.
They may shoot a lot more.
Yeah,
but maybe just not quite as.
They shoot a lot more. Don't make a lot. Just like you talking about East Webster going 4 for 32. Behind the 3-point line.
Yep.
And lost their game. All right. And the other one locally, Alcorn Central at Noxubee County Girls.
And I think that Noxubee County Girls team is pretty good. I will say one thing about Alcorn Central. We'll talk about this real fast. They run a killer press. They run a killer half court trap press. Yeah. It's very good. They beat Kossuth 3 times this year, basically just off like creating havoc with the trap. So anyway, look for them maybe to run some of that.
And that's me. I love defense. I'd rather be a defensive stopper.
Yeah,
than a big.
And that's how they've won a lot of their games. Has just been big pressure on defense. So what else we got?
All right, then we go. All right, going to 4A. We'll start from the bottom and work up to probably what's going to be the best matchup. But this will be we'll start with this one. All right, Clarksdale at South Pontotoc.
Yeah, Pontotoc got the big district win over Pontotoc to claim that district title.
Yeah, and so and all right, then you got Morville at Louisville.
Boy, 2 tough ones. What's their combined record?
They're going to because
they're like 5.
Louisville was 24-3. No, Morville's 24. Morville's 24-4 because they got beat by Tisch. Yeah. All right, they got beat by Tisch County in that division tournament. All right, so they're gonna be 24-4. Louisville's like 23-2.
Yeah, so like something
they beat
6.
Ripley. Yeah. So
for a combined record, that's 2 very good teams.
Yeah, they are. Like I said, Clarksdale at
Coach
Pontotoc.
Roman Doty is the coach at Morville, who was at Pine Grove.
Doty,
Coach.
I ain't heard Coach Doty's name in a while.
He's at Morville, coaching that girls' team.
So he got out of reffing and went back to.
Yep, he's been coaching there a couple of years. But anyway, that's who their coach is.
And then you got Pontotoc girls at Gentry.
Yep.
That ride's gonna be tough.
That's a tough ride, and but now Pontotoc, it's a good girls team. They're another one. So we talked about Zane Tippler, tearing his ACL. Their point guard for the girls team also tore her ACL, and she's out for the season. So they lost 2 of their big players for the girls and the boys for Pontotoc.
And I see an environment I would like to be at, Choctaw Central at Tishomingo County.
That is the game that I personally have circled.
Yeah.
I saw that Choctaw Central team came to Booneville for the Robertson Classic and beat Booneville.
Yeah.
In a really good game. And then Tisch County is like, what's their record?
They were 25-2. That was before region play.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they got a bye. They're like 26, 27-2.
Yeah. So that's a really good team. Coach Middleton. Of course, Reese Moore is their best player. She's averaging like 20 and 10 roughly.
Yeah.
Reese is a very, very good player.
All right, and then switching over to boys in Class 1A, West Lowndes at Bickersville.
Bickersville is in the top 2 or 3 1A boys teams. They're the defending champs.
And, we talked about Blue Mountain at West Union.
Yep.
Wheeler at Hooker. That should be a pretty good matchup.
Yep.
Just, based on the teams, a little basketball history. And it's another environment I would love to be at. Ingomar at Byers.
Yeah, so Ingomar's really came on strong here in the second half of the year, and they've got a young player I saw as a JoJo Petty.
Yeah,
he took one on the block, and he's not very tall. He's maybe 5'11" maybe a little taller, but he's long. But anyway, he caught one on the block, one dribble, and just gammed it left-handed. I saw his mama post a video of it on Twitter.
And like that, I saw Byers against Blue Mountain last week in the finals of that 3-1A tournament. That's gonna be a good matchup. Byers quick.
They're good. They're maybe the favorites. Yeah, in 1A, close to it anyway.
They get up down the floor. And I think Ingomar. I haven't seen Ingomar. I know they're gonna be able to shoot it. I think they're gonna slow it down.
Yeah, that's a good Jonathan Ashley. He's
yes, sir.
Basketball in his blood. He's a good coach. Won a lot of games.
Yeah,
at Myrtle, then back at his stomping ground.
Yeah, and so that could set up. I think Ingomar beats Byers.
You think so? That'd be an upset. We put that one on upset alert.
I'm putting Byers on upset alert.
We got him on upset alert.
Man, I was talking to John Carnell, who's at Hickory Flat.
Yeah.
Oh man, that
Zach
Carnell.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was an Ingomar.
Man, that squad they had. I mean, man, they had him in the post, and they had a few guards, and they just methodically with fundamentals just.
And that was one of Norris Ashley's last.
I think it was 2009.
Yeah, it's one of his.
I mean, came out of nowhere.
He didn't coach a whole lot
after that.
It was maybe not his last group, but like close to one of his last groups.
But yeah. So give me Ingomar on that one.
I
thought Blue Mountain could have beat Byers myself.
Well, and so Byers did win that game.
I mean,
pretty big, but they
ended up beating the 60-37. I thought Blue Mountain just felt intimidated and outmatched with the
athleticism and environment, maybe. Yeah, because now Byers get up on you too.
Oh yeah,
now they're not scared to play up on you, and that's another team that depending on how the game is called, could really sway that game. I'm talking about Ingomar
Byers, yeah, and that's another one why I want to be there just to see who's I want to see who the ref crew is.
Who the ref crew?
I want to see how Ingomar adjusts.
If we were taking bets on like high school sports, the thing that you would want to know way ahead of time, try to get some inside information on who the ref crew is. If you tell me who the ref crew is of the game, I'll know a little bit about how that game may go.
Because I will not say any names, but I know a couple crews. If you want to be physical, they're going to let you be physical.
Yeah, and there's a couple, though, that are not going to let that happen at all. Yeah, so it just depends on who's playing and what refs, and it's different ref styles.
Yeah. All right, and then going over 2A, East Webster at Baldwin.
And we just talked about this, how East Webster has the ability, though. So they went 4 for 32 is what I was told. But let's say they go to this game and they go 19 for 32 or something.
If they go 19 for 32, they're going to
get a dub. I mean, 19, so we just want to see how they shoot from
Baldwin's going to be able to close out.
Yeah, they are. They close out, and they play tough defense. And if Baldwin gets a lead, they're just slamming the break zone, and they'll just hold the ball for they'll just run like a 6-minute.
Yeah, shout out to MHSA. Let's get a shot clock.
Let's get a shot clock.
Let's get a shot clock. Then Northside at Potts Camp.
Should be a good one there.
Yep. And then Pine Grove at Calhoun City.
Which we talked about that one.
Yep. 3A, only local, Amory at Boonville.
Amory's tough, but now Boonville is just a whole nother animal in 3A.
With Michael Smith at the helm. Yep. All right, and then 4A boys, Greenwood at Pontotoc. That should be a good one.
Should be a good one.
And then
shout out again to Raleigh.
Yep.
He'll have the
Raleigh Tippler, Ripley native, and New Albany at Corinth.
So those are two traditional 4A type school. They play in a lot of stuff. They've played in, they just played in a soccer north half.
Yep.
Or the game before north half. Anyway, they're in the same district in that. Play football, baseball, basketball. They play each other in a lot of stuff. So that'd be another one to kind of keep our eyes on.
You got Adam Kirk coaching Corinth.
So we talked about this kind of in our pregame show. Adam Kirk's gonna have him playing defense.
Write it down.
Just write it down.
He getting every ounce out of every player he's got.
He's good.
It don't matter. He is.
And that's another Ingomar product.
Oh yeah,
he's an Ingomar Norris Ashley coaching tree.
Was Kirk Ingomar on that?
He was on the Faulkner. That he was on that Faulkner. He was on the team that beat Faulkner several times and lost to him in the state. He's on that squad.
Yeah, it's always fun to bring that game up to Trinidad there.
Yeah,
always fun.
Oh yeah, they Trent and Adam Kirk and Justin Roberts.
No, Chip may have transferred by then.
I can't remember.
And what about Joe Dan? They blew him out.
I don't know.
If Joe Dan a little older?
I think he's a little older.
Yeah,
but I'm not positive.
Yeah,
but I know that there's Adam Kirk, Justin Roberts, and
that's a good coach.
Adair boy, Coach Adair could light it up.
Yeah,
he was bad. He was a bad man.
Yeah,
back in the day. I wonder if he ever gets there with them girls and shows them how to drill it. Just lights them up in practice.
If he's not poor mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're at our hour. The hours fly by.
I know, and we always say we're going to do like 30 minutes. And then we end up
just drags out. But I think it was a good show. Yeah. I appreciate everybody watching out there, and if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're hitting us on Facebook, like and share it. If you got any questions, comments, send it to us.
Please do. And man, comments. If we sound like idiots,
let us
say,
know.
Hey, man, y'all sound like some idiots. And we'll do our best to
not sound like idiots.
Yeah.
The next time.
We
won't quit doing it. We'll just try not to sound like an idiot
as
much the next go round.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm John Myers for John Myers, Kedrick Storey. This has been Sports Talk. We'll see y'all next time. Playoff basketball is here. We'll have some more. Thanks.